Barcelona have won 37 points in the first 14 La Liga matches. This is the club's best league start in almost a decade, according to Gabriel Sanz. And so I think that this is Barcelona's, one of Barcelona's best seasons so far in a very long time. And for Barcelona to come out with a win against Osasuna, knowing the circumstances, knowing the situation, these are the type of games that need to be won if you want to claim the title this season. Barcelona have done the work in tonight's match. So I would say this was a very disastrous match, but at the same time, Barcelona played a very beautiful game in the last 15 minutes. And so we are going to be discussing exactly what did happen, my thoughts when it comes to the ref and how he made those decisions in the first 45 minutes. All of this is going to be talked about within today's video, so it should be very, very exciting. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like this video. It's going to help me promote this video even further into the YouTube algorithm. And also please subscribe to the channel if you guys are new here. Welcome to this Barcelona family. And so let's get to it. And let's talk about the first half first, because like I've said, the first half, it was disastrous, and because of two reasons. Point number one, the foul that was committed against Marcos Alonso, and point number two, the red card for Lewandowski. Now I know that many are going to be saying Lewandowski should have never shoved one of the players from Osasuna, then maybe Barcelona could have won 3-1, 4-1, 5-1 without a problem, but I'm going to be explaining why these two situations that did happen really do correlate with each other. And so follow me here. Osasuna found the first goal, right? They scored the goal through a corner, and throughout that time that Osasuna was making that goal, one of the players from Osasuna shoved Marcos Alonso inside our own box. Then after that, after Marcos Alonso fell onto the ground, Osasuna scored their first goal coming from Garcia, one of the Osasuna players. And yes, you have guessed it, the ref of this match said this was no foul. Marcos Alonso was not fouled at all, and with even VAR checking that, they said no, there is no foul, this goal is allowed. Now many Madrid fans are going to be saying, right, at that, and I remember at that time that they said that this was the correct decision, this is fair. Like, yes, it is fair for you Madrid fans, it is fair, but for Barcelona and for football as a whole, it is not fair. For Marcos Alonso to be shoved in that way and not say that that is a foul, to me it just seems like it's rigged, right? We have experienced this yet again in this match. It was another rigged call going up against FC Barcelona. It's like, I remember at that moment, many, and even with me, right, we were saying that La Liga saw Real Madrid lose their points in yesterday's game against Rayo Vallecano, and when La Liga saw that, they're like, okay, we have to do everything in our power to make Barcelona drop points. Now all of us do know that Barcelona, not even a 10-man Barcelona, can be stopped from achieving the 3 points, but it really did seem like that was the situation at that time. This is why it's very important for Barcelona to continue to aim for becoming the best team in the world, because not even the refs, right, can stop the best team in the world. Like, I remember the ref making so many rigged decisions against the 2011 and the 2015 FC Barcelona, but not even that version of Barcelona could not even be stopped from winning the titles. And that is why I do say that Barcelona need to aim to do the exact same thing. And today Barcelona have acted like they were the best team in the world. So because of that madness, because of all of these rigged decisions, the frustration was going through the players. And when you have frustration, when players experience frustration, you're going to be making dumb decisions, which is why we saw Lewandowski make that decision to shove one of the players of Osasuna, and then Lewandowski received the red card. This is why I do say that these two situations here, they really do correlate with one another. If that situation were to have never happened, if the ref said, yes, that is a foul, Marcos Alonso was fouled, then situations like this with Lewandowski shoving one of the players and for us to play with 10 men would have never happened. And so of course, Gil Manzano, the ref, had no problem giving the red card towards Lewandowski. Barcelona had to pay the price. And of course, this ref here also had no problems giving our star player a red card and to take him out, because he has done this with Barcelona already by taking out Neymar a few years ago, taking out Luis Suarez also a few years ago, taking out Messi a few years ago. And it's not a coincidence. The ref has yet again taken out one of our top goal scorers, now Lewandowski. So first it was Neymar, then Luis Suarez, Messi, and then now Lewandowski. It just feels like there is a clear agenda. So we do need to look at the root of this whole problem. The only reason why Lewandowski was at that state is because Barcelona were treated in a very bad way. And I'm not even going to begin to talk about how Barcelona played in the first 45 minutes, because how is Barcelona going to play in the correct way when the ref is allowing players to tackle us like if this was the NFL? And then we also saw the ref give Gerard Piqué a red card. It does say here, according to Relevo, that Piqué was sent off. He was on the bench, but Gil Manzano showed him a red card during halftime. He played his last game for Barcelona against Almeria, and he did not end up playing or feature within this game. So it was very intense, right? There was a lot of tensions and frustrations within the Barcelona fan base, within the players, players, but we go into the second half and many things did change because in the second half we actually played better. As expected, I think that Xavi Hernandez has done a great job on setting up this team to play with a total of 10 men. We defended with 9 players and we attacked with 3. That was basically the tactical approach in the first 15 to 20 minutes of the second half. Dembele and Raphinha were making those runs with Pedri being tucked in behind. Those were the only 3 players that were being sent to go on and attack. The rest of the players stayed back and were prepared for Barcelona to lose the ball, just in case. But it did not take long for Barcelona to find their first goal. We saw Pedri score the first goal and leveled it 1-1. This was one big FU to the refs, to Osasuna, to Real Madrid. And the way that we saw Pedri score that goal, it was amazing for him to like basically shoot that ball into like the smallest slot of space in the most difficult spot a player could ever think of. Pedri has done that. He has put the ball into the back of the net and Barcelona were alive. And we outplayed Osasuna after that 1-1. And yes, we did see Osasuna have some chances to the point where many Barcelona fans were sweating. I was sweating, but the defense was correct. We stood correct. Ter Stegen was doing what he needed to do, being very involved. And in the midst of all of this, I also do want to shout out to Alejandro Balde and Pedri for playing a great and big game, even though all odds were against these group of players. No one could have stopped Alejandro Balde from going into the final third by taking the ball, making those runs, defending against Osasuna. And then when it came to Pedri, every time he had the ball, he was pressed by like 2 or 3 players all the time, but Pedri never lost the ball. He always made the correct decisions. If the ball needed to be switched onto the other side of the pitch, Pedri did exactly that. He always again made the correct and mature decisions. And I'm so happy to see that Pedri has came up, that Alejandro Balde continues to show up as a right back, not even as a left back. So who knows how this player is going to be playing once he does get back into that left back position again. But props to him. He is one hell of a player. And then we fast forward towards the second goal and Raphinha found the second goal that made Barcelona go on a 2-1 win. And let me tell you, this was a golazo. The way Raphinha scored this goal, this was not the first time Raphinha has scored a goal like this. He has done this with Brazil before. So he was very experienced in situations like that. So we saw Frankie de Jong make a beautiful long pass into the air. Raphinha did not even think about making that ball touch the ground. Once the ball hit his head, he basically headed the ball into the back of the net and that ball went over the goalkeeper. It was just an amazing thing. You guys have to see it. If you guys have not seen Raphinha's goal, you guys have to like go watch a highlight or something because I can't even explain on just how beautiful that Raphinha goal was. And I was like, what have we witnessed here? For Raphinha to respond like this was a response to like basically everything, to like whether Xavi Hernandez should be starting this player, yes or no. Raphinha always comes in clutch. Like we saw Xavi Hernandez basically rely on only Ferran Torres and only Dembele for a few games, and many of us were questioning, okay, what is Raphinha going to do? Is he going to respond to this? Is he going to make Dembele sit down on the bench or Ferran Torres? What is Raphinha's response? And we saw this exactly tonight. For him to score a very clutch goal and in a beautiful way, it was amazing. And also it was a response to the Brazilian coach to say like, look, you called me into the World Cup squad and I want to deliver. I'm here to perform and to play with style. So I cannot wait to see what Raphinha could do within that World Cup tournament. He's going to be a very exciting player. So it was just crazy for Barcelona to be winning 2-1 with 10 men. I cannot emphasize that enough. Not even a 10-man Barcelona can be stopped from being first place and to be above Real Madrid. These are the type of games, like I have said in the beginning of this video, that needed to be won. This is what's going to separate the title winners to the runners up within La Liga. Like if Barcelona can get through a difficult situation like this, like what we saw in tonight's match, they can get through anything, like anything that does encounter for us in the second half of this season. And that is how you build character. Barcelona were showing so much character, so much confidence in the last 15 minutes. Osasuna could not get through us. And that is why Barcelona were able to come out this match with 3 total points. It's so crazy again how far Xavi Hernandez has brought these players mentally, not even tactically, but mentally. So props to all of these players. It's a great way to end the first half of the season. Yes, we do have one more game this year, which will be played on December 31st. And keep in mind, I am going to be covering the World Cup. And if you guys are wondering what teams am I going to be covering within the World Cup, it's going to be USA, Argentina, Brazil, Spain, and also France. So a total of 5 to 6 international teams, because with those international teams, I would be able to cover the majority of the Barcelona players. I'm going to be missing a few like Lewandowski and Christensen, but that is probably going to be covering like 95% of the Barcelona players. So I hope you guys do enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.